Okay, the markets are still very volatile, one day up, one day down, since the tensions and the conflict between Iran, the US, and Israel. Now, what can you do as a trader and what should you do as a trader? I've already shared two ideas which have worked quite nicely. I'm going to be covering those a little bit better, a little bit more in depth going into this video. And I'm also going to be giving you guys one sector that I really like at the moment for a mean reversion. It's a bit of a tricky trade, but it could pay off for a 1-to-3 risk reward ratio. And I'm seeing some opportunities within that sector as well. Now, let's get right into analyzing the broader context of the market and how some traders are falling for these traps that are going on in the markets by buying the dip instantly, and the risks that I see at certain zones for key resistance. All right, so the first thing I want to cover here is the S&P, the SPY here. As you can see, finding support around this level multiple times, moving up higher here, but I think it still finds resistance. I think there's just eager buying here. I don't think there's anything fundamental for this reason to move for the market to move higher. And as you can see here, we have support 134 on the XLK, which is a tech ETF. And I think we have rejections, a potential rejection here at this trend line and further continuation. Now, the more that we find support around this level, the better it is, because it means we get a nice price tightening here. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at, something like that, right? But it's also risky. Every time you get a rejection, you're testing and knocking on the door of the support zone. So the key structure here is that tech is bouncing at these levels, but we have resistance. And this is one of the main reasons why I am worried about this move failing. And when we do look at the QQQ, the NASDAQ, we can see the same structure developing here. And the likelihood seems that we will find a rejection and move back down. Now, two opportunities that I've seen in the markets were the VIX from 28 shorting. So we'll look at the VIX really quickly. Yesterday was an amazing opportunity right here. I shared this yesterday and I've shared it on Monday as well on a reel where I was saying 28 and then shorting would be a good opportunity. And if we look at the potential return on this in just 2 days, it was 20% within a day. Okay. Very, very risky trading the VIX. The other option that I had for this week was crypto. And although crypto has been up and down and like the rest of the market, it looks like it's consolidating around these levels and trying to curl upwards here, with Bitcoin breaking certain structures around this 70 zone today and testing multiple times this 70 zone. Now, we are in a mean reversion, which basically means that we'll probably find resistance around 74, 76, or 82 if we do get a trending move, and that could only give us a 1-to-2 risk reward ratio here, where we trade something like this. I'll just show you guys crypto. And then the last opportunity, which I mentioned earlier in the video when I introduced the three themes that I have, we have software, and we should look at IGV here as an opportunity. This is the ETF. We have multiple tests of these zones. Even if we come back down, I think we find support and then we move up higher. So we would have to look at this area here for the breakout, maybe a dip, and then come back up, and then we trade this opportunity. A specific stock within the sector is Microsoft. As you can see here with the Microsoft basing now, or starting to base, needs to break the 20 EMA, and then we're looking for the mean reversion on this one. Okay, very important that we trade the mean reversion here, and understand that if you're trading the mean reversion, like in crypto, you're going to find constant resistance as the price moves up higher, and eventually it will dip down and do a higher low if the structure is building for bullish move. So with software, the target, in my opinion, is this 94 zone, which is a 1 to 2, depending on when you enter. Let's say you enter a little bit later here, a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, because you need to factor in the volatility and place a stop loss a little bit wider, giving it a bit more room because of that volatility. So 1 to 2 here, nothing crazy, but the opportunities are setting up, and this would boost the overall market and give us some decent tradable opportunities. Now, the key traps here that I've seen in the markets have been US oil. In my opinion, it's overextended. Yes, it can move up higher, but with this gap zone here, I expect it to come back down, dip like it always does when it creates a structure, dip to around this 68 level, liquidate maybe some of these early players, the shorter time frames, and then move up higher if it's meant to move up higher. Gold has been something which I felt was going to be a trap, and I warned all of my followers that don't be too eager to trade straight away after the news. Don't look for safe havens, quote unquote. Yeah, and then gold is in this situation here right now. Where is gold? In my opinion, within this channel, and it could still move up higher. It's moving up higher here today, but it's looking weaker, and potentially we could see a final move, maybe to 0.5, and then we come back down to these levels around 4.9 or 4.8 thousand on gold as well. And then we have aerospace and defense, right? You would have thought that aerospace and defense would have moved higher. Yes, they gapped up higher here, but sold off yesterday, and today it's just consolidating. Yeah, we can move up a little bit higher here slowly, but it's creating volatility and liquidating short-term traders. So be very careful here with aerospace and defense as a sector. It logically would have moved up higher, but I think the trade that we took, which was around these levels of 200 in Trend Hunters, we managed to grab this key trend here, and then the continuation was something that we missed out on with RTX. So the traps are where everybody thinks the opportunity is, and the opportunity is where everybody thinks the trap is. Okay, so the VIX was the opportunity that I mentioned. Crypto is an opportunity that we have there, and software, the rotations into software after the overextension on the sell-off. And when we talk about crypto, we also have to talk about MicroStrategy. With the aerospace and defense sector, you can see it here with RTX that yes, it spiked up, but then it came back down immediately. This is one of the reasons why I was worried about trading aerospace and defense stocks, because I just couldn't see this having a real follow through for a number of days, and I didn't want to risk it on the Friday last week to enter around these levels where I was looking for the opportunity. Now, final bit here with crypto, you can trade crypto itself, or you can trade opportunities such as strategy and Coinbase. Okay, looking quite nice here. Again, we have to be very careful because within a day or two, because of the tight price action, it could easily flip short and then do this continuation here with MSTR to 79, with Bitcoin moving to around 58, 57. It could easily be traded as a short opportunity with a fake breakout. Okay, this today could be a fake breakout. I'm not rushing in with any trades, and if you guys are interested in finding out what I'm looking at and what I'm watching to trade, as well as some of my ideas, you can go and join the Trend Hunters community on Discord by clicking the link below in the description of this video. In terms of my plan for today, I'm watching software stocks, such as MSTR and hubs. And I'm watching crypto for that mean reversion play. But my sizing is going to be a lot smaller with the idea of holding less exposure during the mean reversion. I will be looking to get out a little bit quicker on these trades as well, maybe a 1 to 2 rather than looking for these bigger trends, because I think they will find resistance around those levels I mentioned previously during this video. And now, if you guys enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe, follow me on other social medias. I do actually make shorts where I provide you guys with brief snapshots of what I think is happening in the markets and some opportunities I'm seeing. And then finally, like I mentioned earlier, go and join the Trend Hunters community. You'll be able to see a lot of my opportunities that I've found, ideas that I have, and what I'm watching. I also provide you guys with a complete transparent view of my portfolio. So you'll get to see my portfolio for stocks and crypto. And we share a lot of other things there and communicate with each other on our thoughts for the markets. Take care, guys.